What's good, YouTube? This is Austin Sweet here, and you're watching The Sweet Life of Dakota and Austin. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and a little bit of a different video for you guys today. Today, I wanted to show you guys my horror movie collection that I have right now. So we're going to call this video my horror movie collection as of right now. Don't have a lot of horror movies, but I'm getting more. Alright, so without any further ado, here comes the first movie. Alright, it's Don't Breathe. This movie's basically about three thieves who break into a blind man's house, and they don't know that he actually has a dark side. I've only seen this movie just a little bit, but I plan on finishing it. As you can tell, certified fresh, Rotten Tomatoes. Best American horror film in 20 years, says Jim Hemphill of Filmmaker Magazine. And here's more on the back. Okay, so be sure you go check out that movie. Next movie, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Love that movie. I gotta get my hands on it, but that's just out of print. That's gonna be hard to come by, even. Now a lot of people are saying that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, is a good prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, it's not a good prequel, because I have a good prequel right here. In my opinion, one of the best films ever made since the original. Best Texas Chainsaw film since the original, says Jerry Smith of ComingSoon.net. Keeps the legend alive, says John Higgins of Starburst Magazine. You guys already know it's Leatherface. Now, I already went live on Instagram, did a review on this already. You guys already know about my feelings about this movie. I freaking love this movie to death. Freaking love this movie. Very disturbing, very gory, very dark. Very, very good movie. So if you want a good prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I highly recommend Leatherface. Just basically talking about how Leatherface got his start, went from being a little kid and growing up to be a chainsaw wielding maniac. So, and if you don't like gory images or some violence in it, you wouldn't like this movie. Me personally, I thought this movie was really good. Now, I don't hear many people talking about this movie. So, go check out Leatherface if you haven't already. Buy this. If you don't already have it, buy it. This movie, I love this movie. Highly recommend it. Next film, Lights Out, 2015. And by the way, Leatherface came out in 2017. Anyways, Lights Out. Frickin' scary movie. This movie scared the heck out of me. Frickin' love this movie. It's just basically talking about Rebecca, played by Teresa Palmer, trying to get away from her past or whatever. And when the lights go out, it's just, when the lights go out, there's this shadowy figure that actually kills you. Overall, freaking love this movie. I think it was really well done. Very good, very scary, very dark, just like Leatherface. But the suspense is there. A movie needs to have some good suspense. And people are saying the short on YouTube is way better than this movie. It is not. The film is way better than the short. That's just my opinion. So if you don't have this movie already, buy it. Freaking love this movie, man. Go find this if you haven't already. Must have. Alright, next film. Before I show this film, this is actually the sequel, the direct sequel to The Haunting of Molly Hartley. I haven't seen The Haunting of Molly Hartley. I don't have it. I'm going to try to find it. But anyways, it's the sequel to The Haunting of Molly Hartley, The Exorcism of Molly Hartley. This is the unrated version. Freaking scary paranormal movie. Like, if you like paranormal stuff, like if you like, you know, the typical paranormal movies, like Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, Annabelle, you will love this movie. It's basically talking about Molly Hartley, played by Sarah Lind. Is it Sarah Lind? Yes, Sarah Lind, who's taken into a mental asylum, and basically a lot of weird things is going on, and she needs help. Bad. By a defrocked priest, played by Devon Sawa. This film is so messed up on so many levels. It is really, really good. Very scary. $3. My mom found this at the dollar store for like $3. Very cheap. But overall, freaking love this movie. If you don't have it, get it. But start with The Haunting and then go to this movie. Definitely get this movie. This is a must-have. Scary as heck, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna do one spoiler. One of the really wacky scene is when the woman who's in charge of the mental asylum is like up on the roof and she has her arms out like this, and she eventually falls off the building and dies. Twisted stuff, man. I don't hear this movie getting a lot of attention. If you can find it, get it. That's a must-have. I forgot to mention 2 Blu-rays in this, so let's go ahead and get to the first Blu-ray. The first Purge. Overall, I like this movie. It's not my favorite Purge movie, not my favorite horror movie, but it's an action horror, so that's a good thing too. It's just basically talking about like how the Purge came about and whatnot. Very good, actually a good movie at the best. This is a good movie. But this movie's been getting a lot of attention because it came out last year. So overall, I like this movie. He's just basically talking about how the Purge came to be. It's a must-own. It's not a must-have, in my opinion. So if you can find it, get it. It's a must-own. Like I said, it's not a must-have. It's a must-own, not a must-have. Alright, now, Saw 6. Sorry, don't have the case for it. Not the actual case. Treasure Hunt. $2 alone at the dollar store. I've heard about the Saw series. I don't know if this is any good. Y'all need to let me know in the comments if it's any good. Okay, now, this next film scared me and Dakota so much. When we left the theater, Dakota did nothing but talk about it, and he wanted to get it on DVD, and luckily we did. And it's this film right here, Slenderman. Wow. This movie is twisted. It's dark. It's got a dark feel to it. Basically, what this movie is about, it's about 3 friends in a small town of Massachusetts, and they're trying to debunk the myth about Slenderman. If you don't know how to summon him, go look up some stuff online. Excuse me. But this film is so scary. I mean, this movie is just great. Everything is good about this movie. A lot of people freaking mess with this movie, man. They're saying it's not good. The acting could have been a little bit better. No. This is a masterpiece right here, in my opinion. Masterpiece. If you don't already have Slenderman, definitely go find this movie. It's a must-have if you're a horror movie head. And by the way, the ending's really twisted too. So, if you want to find out how it ends, watch this movie. I ain't spoiling it. Alright, now we're on to the last movie. This last movie I consider more of a post-apocalyptic zombie comedy. And if you heard zombie, you already know I'm talking about Zombieland. Okay, so it's basically talking about a kid, a college kid, by the name of Columbus, played by Jesse Eisenberg. And he just basically gives you like tips on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. I consider this more of a post-apocalyptic zombie comedy horror. It's still good for a watch and for a laugh. But yeah, I like this movie a lot. If you can find it, definitely get it. It's going really cheap. Like, I've seen it at Myers for at least $5. Oh, speaking of which, must have, and there's a sequel coming out to this film. There's going to be a sequel coming out. I cannot wait to see it. Overall, good movie. If you don't have it already, get it. Must have. Excuse me. And that'll do it for my horror movie collection. If you liked any of those movies I just saw, let me know in the comments. And if you guys have any recommendations at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments, because I'm going to be getting more. So overall, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure you hit the like button, leave your comments, and above all else, subscribe, tap the bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. I will see you guys in the next video, which will be wrestling talk. I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Peace and game over.